go. Should all be working perfectly fine. I'm going to click that button there actually, just for ready for that bit. So welcome to another Friday night.
Come on, I'm in the bubble. I got to see the intro.
Not yet. You're not in the bubble yet.
Oh.
That was a surprise that you just ruined. I like how you don't say anything. Anyway, another Friday night with Sam and Mike and Rachel, obviously, as you can see. Mike is there though, but he's not got his camera on, so we're not going to see any of his beautiful hands today, unfortunately.
Yeah, not this time.
So Rachel will be going into the bubble of power, but before we do that, we're going to go through the chat and see who is here. And we haven't really got much to talk about tonight, have we, guys?
No, I think it's just going to be a bit of a random one, I think.
Go on, Rach, you do your introduction now.
Next, I'm not in the bubble.
All right, hold on.
No pressure or anything,
No
right?
pressure. We'll cut now. Just
Don't mess it up.
Let's see.
No.
Okay, Rach, has it worked? I think you're in the bubble. You're in the bubble.
Am I? Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Wargamer Online, the home of wargaming. I've been wanting to say that for like forever.
Okay, there's definitely some lag, but you did a good job, Rachel.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
There's some.
Okay, shall we go through the chat?
Go through the chat, Rachel.
Okay, cool. Let's work our way through the chat. Okay, so we've got Clararen, who's been here since 7:20. Proper on it. And Stuart. Hi, Stuart. Who else? We've got Akaya, as usual, and Orc Boys, also as usual. Hi, guys. Blade of Templar, evening all. Tim Lawrence.
You missed Armour Freak.
Rower. Oh, sorry, I'm a freak. Oh, and you made it on time for once. Hi, I'm a freak. Okay, and Ralph Hummel, evening all from Corsica. Wow, on my annual holiday. Sadly, I did not bring any hobby stuff with me, but the 40k book and all 4 index books. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of reading to do, so that'll be enough to keep you busy. And Surreal at Wargamer Online. Okay, I'm here. You can start. Thanks, Surreal. I mean, I was a bit worried before because I didn't realise you were here, and I was thinking we can't start without him. But good to know you're here. David Kirk and Sean Jewett. Evening, guys. Missing Crystal Maze for this. What's a nerd to do? I know, right? Been asking myself the
Two
same
screens.
thing.
2 screens.
What?
Doesn't matter. You can have 2 screens. You have one on for the chat and one on for the Crystal Maze.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I got confused then as well.
Ah, it's just me that understands me then.
Just shouting at 2 screens.
2 screens!
Yeah, but I imagine like the whole noise thing is a problem.
Big Mac dance call.
Okay, Big Mac. Sam, do you want to take it away? Do you want to like be in the bubble of power?
Yeah, which one do you want to take charge for this one?
No, go for it, Rachel. As we know, Rachel takes control.
Lord Tattoo, evening. Frank Storm, hello. Hate, hi all. Ronnie Dodd, hello, one and all. Wow, I've got lots of people here. Awesome. Excessive magnetization. And Gary Whittingham, Rick Faz, Sean Blake, the Harry Painter. I love that. And okay, Stu Rat's still going. Hi, Rach. Hi, Stu. Garrett Sanderson. Hey, hello from Canada, all the way from Canada. That's awesome. I think we've got other people from like across the globe as well because they were saying it's 1 o'clock. Basic miniature painting and Sean Blake, also from Canada. Oh, we've got lots of Canadians in tonight. That's awesome. So, Sam, what are we going to be talking about tonight?
Whatever you want, Rachel. This is your show. I'm just going to turn off this other Mac. Hold on 1 second. I don't really need it on at the same time. And you'll shout at me for
it. So, I think we should talk about food.
No. Wargaming related. What have you got in the chat? Everyone in the chat, let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll have topics completely decided by you as long as they're wargaming related. And they could be questions for one of us.
Sam, are you going to be painting tonight as well as we go along?
Yes, that was the idea. I need to get a little bit of painting done.
Okay. And we've got Brian from Connecticut as well. Awesome. So we've got people from all over, so ready to go.
Okay.
So start sending in your topics and we will discuss. And I will start it off with Mike. What have you been working on at the moment?
Ultramarines. Lots and lots of Ultramarines.
Care to elaborate?
I will, yes. Batching through into an entire army at the minute, which I think is roughly what you're doing as well, Sam, isn't it? You're just doing them all in one go.
Yeah, I'm batching through Rachel's custodies, and it's quite a big task. And batching an army is not something I would recommend doing.
No, because it always, like, I don't know if you found the same when I've been doing mine, that it doesn't always look like you're making loads of progress because you're going over so many dudes.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'm up to the same level on these custodians. I'll just put one down. Hold on. How do I zoom out? No, that's zoom in. So these are all up to the same level. They've had the airbrushing done to do the base coat on the gold and then the weapons. And then I've gone in and put all of the base coats on all the rest of the colours now. So all of the base coats are down, and now I've got to do all the washes and then all of the highlights by hand. So that's going to be a long task, and there's 20 of those custodians, and then I've got the dreadnoughts and then the land raider to do on top of the rest.
Yeah, see, with mine, I've been trying to batch them all in one go, but then anytime I found myself starting to slip and losing interest in doing what I was doing, I'd jump onto Gilliman for a bit, just for that little bit of a break. Yeah. Because he obviously is going to be slightly different to the others. But I found that's massively helped, having that other option there just to jump to quickly, like even if it's just 5-10 minutes, and then back onto what you were doing beforehand.
Yep. Are you keeping an eye on the chat, Rach?
I am, yeah, and I have seen Surreal's comment. So he said, if Sam and Rachel ever have a child, that poor thing would be so ginger you could serve it with sushi. That's amazing, and it totally would be as well.
I'm just checking. I think we've got another comment pop up on YouTube. Let's have a look.
Okay, so Lord Tattoo would like to hear Mike's army idea. But I think you've sort of gone into that a little bit more. Have you got a list sorted, Mike?
Yes, I roughly know it off the top of my head anyway.
Okay, so you want to talk me through it?
One of them missed them. I've just looking at another comment. It says, this is on mine and Mike's battle report that we did the other day. It says, the video is well produced. Thank you. But the complaining ruined it for me.
Oh, this is referring to yours.
So many people that aren't, like, they don't know what I'm like, obviously. Like, the complaining is part of me playing games, isn't it, really?
See, when we're playing games, I don't notice it so much now. It's like, to me, that's a normal thing. It's not really complaining.
That's just my normal gaming, isn't it? I imagine people wouldn't like to play.
Nice to sound.
Maybe I just don't do battle reports, and I'd probably prefer that I could just paint.
Well, it's like when me and you discussed it. This is what, like, I think we both had the same sort of take on it. It's like, if you're playing a game and something goes wrong, you are going to complain about it. Maybe not shouting from the rooftop about it, but if you're not making any complaints at all about it, it's like you just, there's no reaction in the game then as to what's going on.
Yeah. But like I get quite emotional, I'm gonna say. I when I'm rolling one and then two and then two, I'm like, geez, when is this gonna stop? So I'll say whatever I want. But I'm not gonna be sitting back just going, oh, another one. And then another one. Just keep playing the whole game.
Well, the thing is when you're having games like that where you're just rolling ones and twos, it starts to become
every game for Sam.
It just starts to become an ongoing joke as the game's going on.
Yeah.
So, for me, as bad as it might sound, I think that's fun sometimes when someone is just rolling so bad.
Yeah, and it's not like I flipped the table and walked out. It's like I expect to roll badly, and I don't really mind too much. It's a game still at the end of the day for me. I'm not flipping the table and walking out and saying I'm never going to play this army again. It was still a good game. Even without giving it away, it was still a good game regardless of the result. But when you get that sort of look, you kind of react depending on that, basically. Harry Payne said Sam was so salty. Yeah, again, I don't even. I mean, probably does look like that actually. But me and Mike we've played many games, and you know what? I might just not do battle reports if people are not enjoying them. Well, no, we'll have you do them, Rach, because people enjoy watching you do them, and Mike and Phil. But that is the way I play games. I play salty Sam.
It's because you have bad luck.
The thing what it is just it's like some people just aren't used to it, so they're a little bit taken back with it.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll stick to painting.
Can you remember the first time that Phil heard Sam playing games? Like, he was shocked.
Oh, on the Xbox.
I think me and you have just got numb to it, Mike.
Yeah.
Not even the Xbox, just normal any game. I'm not a nice person.
What do you do? You're quite competitive. So when if something's not going right, it gets on your nerves a bit.
Yeah.
Well,
But then
frustrating, to be fair.
it's like we're all different as gamers, though, aren't we?
Yeah, that's true.
Very different. Complaining is my number one thing as well. Yeah, and like Mini Warmup says, wow, that's why I play Orcs, because I've even got the word sorted. Rachel, you should.
I mean, to be fair though, the Hairy Painter has said it was so funny to watch, so he enjoyed it. So Rios put Sam was not chuffed.
I mean, it's supposed to be, if you're supposed to watch these battle reports and enjoy them. So if we get feedback from people saying they're not enjoying them, and it is because I'm complaining, then it is a simple switch. Like we'll sort that out, not an issue. If people are watching it and enjoying it for whatever reason, and they put that down in the comments, then we know that something's working. It's good to know what is working and what isn't, because I'm going to continue to play games regardless. It's just whether they get filmed or not. So it's kind of up to the audience.
The thing's going to be is like with battle reports, any content, it's not always going to be for everyone.
No.
Whether it's you're looking at a certain game type, or there might be models that they're not interested in. If it's a game, if you're doing a battle report and it's armies they're not interested in, or they're not keen on the paint scheme, it's just going to be down to preference. So you're always going to have some people that aren't that keen or happy on what they're seeing, but then you may have 10 to that one person that are loving it.
I get quite emotional as well with my characters.
You are kind of adorable.
The
other side of it though is there's enough of us that if if people didn't like to watch you, Sam, playing a game, then there's enough other battle reports that we've done that don't involve you.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say stop playing them. I'd just say if people don't like.
If you want to hear somebody complain,
I would only start worrying about it, Sam, if it becomes a constant thing where people are complaining about they don't like however you're doing the game.
Yeah, I don't think I will. I don't think I will stop playing the games. Like I say, it will just be a matter of they won't go up on the channel. If people enjoy it and they leave us comments for that, you know what I mean. You put a lot of effort into these battle reports. It takes probably 3 to 4 hours to film, then at least 3 to 4 hours to film, and then it takes me another 10 hours to edit. And I'll do that if people appreciate it. If they don't, then that's 14, 15 hours that I could spend on painting, and that is the way that I'm looking at it. Like if it's entertaining, then I'll do it. If it's not entertaining, then there isn't. I'm doing 15 hours of work for nothing at the moment.
I think it was entertaining.
The way to look at it as well.
We're
still relatively new to doing the battle reports, so it's like I know me and you were on about speaking about this anyways, on where we've made mistakes on rules.
Oh, we made a lot.
And obviously, it gets brought up a lot in the comments, which it helps us out because then hopefully we might be able to remember it for the next time we play. But there did seem to be a lot of rules that were brought up when we did games. But it's like when you're recording a battle report, it's a bit different to where you're just playing a normal game. Because when we're doing the battle report, we don't want to have our nose in checking the rules for every single thing.
No.
Because one, it's going to take longer to record, and the other end is if anyone watching the battle report, they're not really going to be seeing us going through the book to see what's right. So we're going to
get a lot out anyway, like you say, but it is. I'd rather do what we did. In terms of the mistakes, we're going to get mistakes. I'm not fussed about that. Like we will learn, and you know what? Our battle reports have been. That's the part of the comments that I actually like. When we make a mistake and somebody goes, "Oh, you've made that mistake," you go, "Oh, actually, I didn't know that. That's fine. That's brilliant." So. I really don't mind it because it means on the next battle report I know straight away that my Stormbolters are rapid fire now and not assault. So I get twice as many shots within half the range. So that's always a bonus straight away. And all the other rules that were picked up, we're going to do videos on that just to clarify stuff that we got wrong, because somebody might do exactly what we did and play a game and not realise that what they did was wrong, and a video like that might help.
Well, I think one of the other things that some people may not realise when watching the battle reports is when we do the battle reports, they're pretty much the only games we really get round to playing. Because as otherwise, it's like you especially will be editing, trying to record other videos and all that sort of thing. So you don't really get that much time to play games. So the only time we really play them is when we end up coming to do the battle report. So we're not always like 100% familiar with the army.
And looking at the chat, Sam, pretty much like most people have basically said, don't take any notice, and you can't please everybody. And remember, the internet, there is always a vocal minority. So I think it goes back to the whole, if people don't like watching you play, Sam, then they can just choose not to watch those videos, and they can see videos of Phil and Mike and Dave and Pink.
And you.
And it'll be fun. Well, I'm like super whiny, so
yeah. Between the team, we've got super passive, the most chilled out gamer in the world, Mike. We've got for the beard, which is just if you want to play a fun game and chilled out atmosphere, you've got Phil. So you've got two quite chilled out gamers there. Yeah. Pink is quite tactical, and if you want to play a proper list based build and do it properly, then Pink will be the one, especially because he's got such bad luck that he generally loses as well. So if you want to win a game but still be quite competitive, then Pink's really good for that. And then you've got the opposite end of the spectrum, which is me and Rachel, and we're both whiny and complain the whole time. So when me and Rachel go up against each other, it's like Titanic complaining and stuff. It's not one for everyone, but
it's cool. We make it work.
That's not dry yet. Maybe I should have waited.
Sam, you'll be happy to know. So Michael Woodward has just said, Sam, you get a lot of static, and don't get me wrong, it is funny, but at the end of the day, you're still my favourite personality of WGO. # Team Sam.
That's nice. I'm waiting for the bullying to start. From Michael Woodward as well. That'll be the first comment. And then it'll be not really joke.
JK.
We've got some other text. We've got some stuff here. So Akari earlier on said question, which is highlighted. It's in capitals as well, which is very important. Rachel give us the perspective from the other side as the partner of a hobbyist, a so-called Warhammer Wizard. A widow.
Wait, do you mean a widow?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Partner of a hobbyist. I don't know if it counts for me because I do it as well, but I don't paint. So okay, maybe it sort of does. It's all right. I don't know what everyone's complaining about. I think you find the balance. In all seriousness, you find the balance. Like if Sam has spent all weekend hobbying, and I'm kind of like, I need attention because I do that. You make time for each other. But I've always been very pro. We go, we're two individual people and we spend time together. So I'm very much in favour of having our own hobbies and having our own friends and spending time with other people, because then it gives you something to talk about at the end of the night. If you spend 24/7 together, and that works for some people, like don't get me wrong, but for me, I'm not into that. I don't like the whole needy thing. So I quite like the fact that we can come together at the end of the night and be like, what did you get up to today? And we can like just chill out and watch stuff and have fun together. So totally got a little bit profound. Well, not profound, sorry for profound. But maybe away from the whole hobby thing. But yeah, no, I'm quite happy for Sam to do his hobby thing. I think
that's just relationship advice that ties in with being a Warhammer widow, but because you do it as well, it's not as bad, I don't think. You're understanding. You know that I can say to you, I've just spent £50 on a piece of plastic, and you don't rage. You go, oh, okay, that's cheap.
I'd probably say the money thing is more of it, as opposed to the time thing. And even I was like, because obviously I've only been into Warhammer since I met you. So even I, like, at first was like, whoa, that's expensive. But actually, you still do get a lot of time out of it, so it's cool.
And you know that I could have bought Forge World as well, so you know that was an option, and I opted for the cheaper one.
Yes.
So, and if I say, this is Forge World model, Rachel was like, oh, did you buy it? No, I bought this one instead. Oh, well done. It's like, it's not, like,
That's how you guys should do it. Okay. Anyone in the chat, my piece of advice, if you go home to your missus and you say that you spent money on Warhammer, start it off by, so there's this model at Forge World and it cost £300 and I really wanted it, but I didn't get it. I bought this £40 one instead. There you go. That is like my free bit of advice, and that will like suit you all.
Yes, but don't come and
Amazing.
sue Rachel if you end up getting a divorce because of that advice. You've just blown £300 rather than £1,000 on Games Workshop rather than Forge World.
Alternatively, what you could do, okay, so you come home with a Games Workshop model, and then you also come home with some flowers, chocolate, or Ben and Jerry's.
No, not happening.
Any of those. No, Sam would never think that far ahead. That's always a good option. I should just be having like relationship advice.
And that's what we'll change the title. We'll change the title of the show to
Wargaming Online, #relationship advice.
we need a good title, not relationship advice. We need something that will sum up that question. How to appease
How to do your hobby and keep your wife happy.
Well, it shouldn't just be wife, should it? It should be partner.
Or partner, yeah, okay. I'm game for that. We also do have a Team Phil here. #Team Phil, the hairy painter.
See what I mean? He's not even here. Phil's not even here when he gets the hashtags.
I
told you that the love for him is just incredible. There we go. Right, we have turned on. We've had people say. What?
The hairy painters just put, after 14 years together, Rachel, that does not work. My bad.
Yeah, we've had more people talking about donating and helping out the channel more than just the premium subscription. So I've caved and Phil's caved, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, but why is it telling me that? In the bottom right of the screen, there's a PayPal email address where you can, if you want to send donations to, send them to that email address, and I'll get a little ping during the show. And if you want to leave a little message, I can read that out as well, as long as it's not offensive. But that's in the bottom right. Why is it saying that? Why is it saying that? That should be logging me in now.
Okay, in other news,
yes.
the hairy painter has justified #Team Phil with "We hairy ones must stand together."
Yeah,
but that's fair.
True. That's what I was telling him earlier. He's got a cult. He's got a beard cult. And they're just the beardlings. There you go. Right, that's working. So if we do get any donations during the show, we can read that out. I just wanted to do it because...
Well, you'll have to read it because I can't see it, I don't think.
It's a separate thing I've got on my phone. Phil's told me how it works. I'm going to turn my phone on so it makes noises. If it does, anything does.
How confident are you that you know how it works?
I'm not. I mean, we said we weren't going to do it. We said we were just going to do subscription levels, but we keep getting emails saying, and messages on Facebook and stuff saying, you should do this, you should do donations, you should do this donation. And we're like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just shut the email out there. If people want to help us, it will help. You know, we're looking at buying another camera for this one instead, so that I can stream without delay, because at the moment this camera is delayed because of the stuff I've got to use.
So I had a chat with Sam last night. So he was going through Amazon, and there was like £120 microphone or £40 microphone, and he was like, "Should I get the £120 one?" I was like, "Is it going to be 3 times better?" So he ordered the £40 one.
Yeah, but I was saying I do need to upgrade to a better quality microphone later on. It's not desperate, but I definitely would like to tweak it and have much better quality, because I mean, you've got Tabletop Minions, and we watch quite a lot of his videos, and his quality is just insane, and he's obviously got a lot of good technology as well, good stuff. But going from a £40 microphone up to a £120, I was looking at the Blue Yeti mic, and that thing has got stupidly good reviews. I've been watching hours of videos on reviews and play, well, not play testing, but using it. And I think I've decided on the Blue Yeti as the next upgrade for the microphones, at least for the live shows, and we can stick with this for the rest. But yeah, all the money we get just goes straight back into the channel, so that's good.
Perhaps just put a better mic for Rachel would be nice. Is mine really that bad?
Well, I'm
using my laptop one, so I wouldn't expect it to be amazing. But
this was why I was saying to you, like, I was going to get, if I get the Blue Yeti mic anyway, the one that I'm currently using would go on your laptop downstairs, and it clips to the outside of your laptop. So you get a better microphone, cool. And then I get one to use for all of the voiceovers that I do anyway. This is the thing, I should have said this last night, and I would have had the 120 quid
you
on.
should have done, yeah. I'm like, yeah, get the 120 quid one, it'll be fine.
Makes perfect sense, Sam. Right, what else have we got in the
Okay,
chat?
Lord Tattoo has put, we have our hobby, women have their shoes.
Yes.
That is true. We do. We have our shoes and bags.
Sean
and
Blake's
clothes.
saying...
if
Go on, mate.
I'm confused as to which one of you is taking charge of this chat right now.
I'm trying to go through
It's
some of
an
the older
effort.
chat. I'm trying to get through some of the older chat that hasn't been said because Rachel's left it. And Rachel's just
I
continuing
haven't
on.
left it. I'm going to get to it.
Continuing on with
things are coming up later.
picking through the very latest comment.
Go back. Go back.
I'm going to go through the old stuff, Rach, for a sec.
Okay, I'll let you do that then, dear.
Cheers. So Sean Blake was saying that Sam, you should get into Magic the Gathering, and he says
We're totally already into that.
he played competitive Magic for 4 years, and there's nothing but salty players in that scene, which is, I imagine, very true. We played it for about a year straight, and we spent hundreds of pounds, didn't we, Rachel?
Yes.
And it's
Although my deck's awesome. Oh, wait, Sam, we should just film a game of us playing Magic.
Yeah, okay. Garrett Sanderson says, how are the orcs holding up in this edition? I don't know, I haven't got them, and nobody in our group has got them yet. But he's asking as well, between the Green Tide list or Mech Heavy list, which would be more competitive? And I think going on 8th edition in general, an all-round list is going to be the most competitive.
I think me and Pink might be having a game over the weekend, and I'm sure he said he was on about using some orcs. So if we do end up going through that game, then I can let you know as to how it went.
Yeah, that will work. I mean, it's not going to be recorded, is it?
No.
Garrett Sanderson, after talking, I mean, we've literally just read out his orc comment. He sent a donation with the comment of "for the Greater War" as the text.
Awesome.
Thank you, Garrett, for that.
That's amazing.
We need to try and get these sort
I
of
like
things
it just
popping
the
up on
fact that
screen.
people can just send us messages midstream.
That's the thing. It's a separate message which will always stay there as well. As a newbie, I watch.
Okay, on a hobby-related note, and I think Ralph has asked this twice in his defence. Tips on paint control in wet palettes. Let's talk hobby, shall we?
Here we were.
So, guys, tips on paint control in wet palettes.
Tips on what?
Paint control in wet palettes.
Paint control. I mean.
Yeah.
As in.
I don't know what he means. I've only read the thing out.
Oh, okay, right. I mean, this is the wet palette I am using right now. I've got two. These were sent to me by one of our viewers, Adrian, who is awesome. And these are I think they're like the backs of stickery sort of things. They've got a very shiny surface. And I'm just trying this out as not necessarily, it's not a wet palette, but it's a palette which is, looks like cheap material that does the job perfectly. And I've got the washers and the paint on here. And it's keeping it wetter than a normal palette. So that's one thing. My other one is the one I've shown on quite a few streams. This is the Old Games Workshop basing set, which has just got some kitchen roll and then some parchment paper or grease-proof paper on there. And that does keep it wet for ages. Sam, log into PayPal on the computer. It will flash in screen. I can't yet. I don't have the password to hand. I will have a look in a moment when Rachel talks. But this wet palette is the one that I normally use because this does keep it like that for days. So, but in terms of controlling it, if that's the question, I normally do, it goes out of control, but like a blob of paint like that, some medium or water on top of it and try and keep it in a separate section so they don't mix and flow into each other. And the reason I use this Games Workshop tub rather than, you do see people use the big thick tubs that are massive, but when you do that, the paper on the top flows all over the place and then the water sometimes comes up over the edges and goes all over the paints and ruins it. So that's why I prefer this flat tub where I can just put a layer of kitchen roll in and then the paper on top. So that's my tip. That works for me. It might not work for you, but it's a good one. I'm going to sort this out, Rach, while you carry on.
Cool. Okay, I'll pick up from here. So the Hairy Painter said that he loves wet palettes. And we have the Formorian saying hi, guys.
Welcome, the Formorian.
Hi. Okay, I'm going to scroll back towards the top so I have missed some stuff out. So this is from Sean Blake. He asked it a while ago. Predict what's in the General's Handbook 2. Has anyone got any predictions?
They've already said what's in it, haven't they? But in terms, I wouldn't like to predict. They've said that there's going to be new missions. There's going to be new general abilities, artifacts. What else? Updated points. So all that stuff they've already said is going to be in there. But in terms of what exactly those artifacts and stuff will be, I wouldn't like to guess because it could be anything. What would we like? I think for my destruction, I don't take any artifact other than the battle brew because it's just so powerful.
It is a bit OP.
But it is awesome at the same time. That's why I use it. Right,
Saying that, I've got that thing that lets me heal a wound every turn, so
yeah,
that's pretty nice.
I've logged into PayPal on there now, so that should pop up. I don't know how we get it to pop up on screen or anything. I think I have to sort something out for that. But
okay, well, the Harry Painter has said Game of Thrones: Songs of Fire and Ice is on Kickstarter next month. So is that a new game that's coming out then, or what?
Yeah, new Kickstarter. So there'll be after funds for that.
Is it a board game?
Miniatures game by the look of it. Yeah, it's all Game of Thrones, so you're going to love it.
I probably would. Have you seen anything on it?
I haven't looked properly yet, to be honest.
Okay. Well, maybe if we look and have a chat about it next week then. Garrett Sanderson has said that he needs help picking a Space Marine chapter for his Primaris army. Anyone want to help him out?
Yeah, one sec.
I think it might take some weeks to try and help on that one.
I'm reading on the chat.
Right, so how about you then?
Make your own up, possibly. Is one of the, so I've always keep thinking about that when it comes to any armies and stuff, is coming up with your own colour scheme, which I always think about doing, but then find it difficult to actually come up with my own as to where I'm happy with it. So a lot of the time I'll go through, I'll just search on Google, look at different armies that people have done and their take on it. Might be reading from novels and descriptions and stuff like that to try and come up with an idea on it first. But the best thing to do is to have, if you're looking at doing a Primaris army, is get hold of some of the old standard Marines and just have play around with a few of the models as to what you think is going to work better for you. Because it may be a case of you prefer to work with reds, blues, greens. So narrow that down, and it might make it a bit easier. Yeah, I don't know if he had anything. He had ideas for it already, and he was trying to narrow it down more, or if he was just wanting an actual chapter to do.
Garrett Sanderson, let us know. Okay, so we'll come back to that then, if we get an answer. Excessive Magnetization is asked, are there any Loyalist, Emperor's Children, Death Guard, World Eaters, etc. still running around 40k?
Yeah.
Sam will need to answer this one.
Yeah, there will be. There's all sorts of loyalists and traitors on either side, as far as I'm aware, and there's war bands of chaos that are still out there, probably doing good, who are against it. So, plus I think it's quite open because it allows you to do whatever you want as it's your hobby. If you want some loyalist chaos, loyalist what would be chaos, you can do that. And if you wanted to do some traitor Imperial Fist, you could do that as well.
Okay.
Just going back up as well, there's quite a lot of questions coming through. So Ralph Hummel was saying, as in which mediums do you use? I always use Lamy medium from Games Workshop to thin my paint. However, I've just bought some Liquitex. I'm getting into Liquitex products quite a lot. I've got some inks which I'm going to test out for some bases that I'm doing. I've opted for a very bright orange, and I'm testing this out. But very bright orange, and I'm going to do like powders on them, and I'm going to maybe try washing it with this Liquitex ink. So I'm trying those out. They also do drying retarder, flow aid, and a matte medium. So I bought all of that, and so far, it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. What else?
We've got a bit of an update about what other people are up to at the moment. So David Kirk's been working on the first 40k army Tau. Bomber 83 starting my Gilliman now as well. And Frank Storm has asked, is anyone getting the new captain or librarian? Is the price too high?
Hold on, we're
What do
doing
you
one
guys
at a
think?
time. One at a time. Where did we get to? I'm not even seeing all that.
Well, I'll go. I'll jump in then whilst you're having a look, Sam.
Thanks, Mike.
Price-wise, it does seem a bit steep, but I don't think it is. They're bigger characters, and you tend to see that with the bigger models, especially with the amount of detail that's now being poured into all these models as well. You're normally looking around the £20 mark, roughly. It is quite a bit of money to spend on one model, but I think it's worth it at the end of the day. It's not like the model's going to be going anywhere once you've got it. It goes back to when we were talking about
Unless it's Toy Story.
when we were going back to whether we thought the hobby was how you justified spending the money on it. It goes back to computer games. You might have it for a year, and then you get the following year's edition then, so you never touch that one again. Whereas these models, you're going to have for as long as you can look after them.
Yeah, but how much use have we got out of Overwatch and Ark? Let's be honest. In fact, how many hours do you think we've put into those games? That's actually probably quite depressing.
Do you mean how many hours me and Sam have put into them games? Because you may think it's a lot. You've done a lot, but ours is just I don't know. I'm the rest. It's been a long time.
I think Overwatch.
Mine's in Civilization. Oh, the worst part about Steam is you can actually see how many hours you've done on a game, and I'm in the hundreds with Civilization. It's really quite sad.
Yeah.
So moving on. So Cereals put Rachel, you should feel loved. Sam only shares his bubble with Phil. Oh,
you're really far behind.
Really
okay,
bad.
let's go through the chat really quickly then, Rach. Go through it and catch up, because that's like 20-30 minutes ago.
Right, Sam's now going to show you how to do it.
Sam, I thought you were supposed to be hobbying tonight.
I am, but we're just so far behind on chat. I feel like people are ignoring us. We're ignoring them, not that.
We're ignoring them.
Yeah, sorry, that way around. This is what I mean. I'm painting right now.
I can do this, Sam. I can do this. You got onto your painting. I've got this. I've got it, bro. We can do this. Right. Hold on.
Good start.
Okay, so I've scrolled down a little bit. So Surreal has said that Rachel's magic playing is premium only content. We could do that though. Like seriously, just film a game of us playing Magic. That'd be well easy. You probably wouldn't even need to edit it that much.
Well, we will. On your turn, we will. But every other turn will be fine.
Quick on Magic. I really want a Magic game. Can we play Magic tonight?
Not tonight, no. But maybe tomorrow.
Come on.
No. Tomorrow. I've got lots of painting to do. I've got your painting to do.
My parents are coming over tomorrow though.
Are you just finding out now, Sam?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've already organised to go into town with Phil tomorrow.
No, sorry, it's tomorrow evening that they're coming. Don't worry. Right, let's move on to the chat. Okay. Okay, so Serial, hopefully I get to go to the farm tonight and get more free Warhammer stuff. I know they have my rules and indexes. I don't even... Why is the farm giving you free stuff? I'm not sure I understand that one, but okay. Koranis, hey all, have I missed much? Nah, nothing, don't worry. Finally, the one day of summer here in my hometown has come, so I had to enjoy it. Yeah, fair play. We had our only day of sun in England about a month or so ago, so that was good.
Only day?
Hang on, didn't we have a full week?
It was like a week.
Yeah, right.
We were all dying of heat waves, Rachel. We don't do very well in the heat over here.
We just struggled,
I had the window open at like 4 in the morning. There was like bugs and stuff ripping my arms to pieces, but it was better than dying in the heat.
Okay.
Sorry, was that too whiny?
Oh dear. Akai's put any experience with Tamiya paints?
Tamiya.
Tamiya paints?
Tamiya.
Yeah,
Tamiya, thank you.
Quite thick. And
do
they're
they
not...
mix well with other acrylics?
No. No. From my, I mean,
no, Akai, no, they don't.
I've not used them very much, to be honest. I use the clear paints. They're like the gloopiest things ever. I've done one premium tutorial on painting 1,000 Sun model. Actually, I've got him here because I'm doing a giveaway. Get this, guys. When we get to 5,000 subscribers, I'm giving away every single one of these. So I did a line of all the different traitor marines from the 30k, obviously all the 9 traitor legions, and I did one painting tutorial on each of them, and I'm going to give them away as a 5,000 subscriber prize. I'm telling you now, there's going to be a video, but somebody's going to win all 9 of them. And they're not the greatest painted, but these were all done for tutorials which are on the website. And it's just nice to have a set of 9 of these all painted up in different legions. So that's a nice prize, I think. And it did take me a little bit of time to just go through and check the colour schemes. My favourite was this World Eater. Really like it. It's kind of more of a grey than a white, but I love it. I was almost going to start World Eaters because of this colour scheme. Tamiya, that's what we're talking about. This red is Tamiya Clear Red, which has then been varnished with a... What's the varnish I use? Dual coat. Tester's dual coat, just to get rid of the real shininess. You what, Rach?
Nothing. The York boys has said Tamiya aren't really water-based, so I guess that's probably why they don't mix well, maybe?
Yeah, stick to the other acrylics I would recommend. I mean, in terms of historical modelers and tank painters and airbrushers, they've been... I read a lot about all the different types of paints and different manufacturers of them and stuff, and they're quite big in the historical painting side of things. So for like World War II vehicles and airplanes and stuff, they're quite popular for that. But for miniature painting that we do, I think there's better stuff out there that's easier to work with. So unless you're wanting to blend, I think blending with Tamiyas might be easier.
To be fair, Sean Dewitt's put as well, Tamiya paints are a very different beast. So
yeah.
I
would recommend, if you're going from like Games Workshop to something else, then I would recommend at the minute, I would say Vallejo are really good. I was impressed with the air range. I know there was some negative comments about it, but I was really impressed with how thin, how easily they went through the airbrush. Phil absolutely swears by the Minotaur paint range, but I found that even though you can put them into the airbrush and they come out quite fine, I think the Vallejo went through the airbrush even better than the Minotaur range. So for me, I would go for Vallejo for that. But painting with a brush, I'm really enjoying Scale 75 paints at the moment. I think they're my new favourite.
Did you get some Vallejo brush paints as well, though?
Yeah, I've been using them as well. I've got some. I've still got to film a lot of tutorials because. Oh, is that another? What's that? Got a lot of stuff coming up that I need to paint, and I've got so many paints from all over the place. I need to, and I've got the entire, that Warhammer Quest range, all of those that I want to do. So I'm going to be trying all of those at the same time.
Keeping you busy?
Yeah, it never ends.
Surreal's put, Sam, you should be proud. You can do a bat rep in 15 hours. It takes Phil 15 days to do an airbrush tutorial.
Yeah,
Oh, he's a busy man.
He is a busy man.
And Ralph Hummel, Space Wolves Primaris is what I will do. Cool, okay, that sounds good then. Surreal. Mike speaks in more than one sentence.
I do have my moments. Well, fingers crossed. My connection's been good so far, so I can hear everything that's going on.
Oh, Mike, I totally felt your pain in the last chat. So I totally interrupted the guys last Wednesday, and I feel I should justify this a little bit. So my sound was playing up, and I was thinking, so it sort of cut out completely, and there was this massive, really awkward silence, according to me anyway, from what I could hear. So I was like, I'll throw in a question to try and break up the silence. Turns out they were having like a full-on conversation, and I just completely buttered it.
I was talking about my custodians.
I'm so sorry.
Rachel's custodians. I was saying, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna paint the gold, and then I'm gonna go into the blue, and then Rachel just goes, "What about 8th edition then? How's everyone finding 8th edition?"
Yeah, it was almost like you had no interest in what Sam was saying whatsoever. Right, I'm taking control now.
Her thing. And then Sam played it back to me, and I was just crying with laughter because it was so blatant.
And after that, when you were asking about 8th edition, how's 8th edition? And I was talking about that, like, oh yeah, 8th edition's all right. Yeah, what about you, Mike?
Oh, it was comedy gold. So if you haven't seen that, watch it back. It's brilliant.
It was only Wednesday, wasn't that? I'm sure it was Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday night's chat, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh,
So yeah, I thought I should justify that one a little bit. Okay, Turrican's joined us. Hey Sandwich, hey guys.
Oh no, other
So
people
I'm
are
glad
using
that
your
your
nickname.
name's catching on a little bit there. That's good. I'm happy.
I like our new nicknames from
Quest-
the Warhammer, our Wargaming Online community. Mike in particular is now called Garth.
Yeah, it does
That
seem to have
meme
stuck,
is
doesn't it?
amazing.
Brilliant, and I'm loving all of the memes. I think we should have a meme off on the Facebook group.
You should. That'd be
Whoever's good at
awesome.
Photoshop, you need to superimpose the Wargame Online team's faces over whatever you find funny and post on that group.
Oh no, because that could get really mean, and we only bully Sam.
Okay, it can't. Okay, that's the thing. It can't be mean, but as long as it's funny.
Yeah, if it's funny, we'll all find it hilarious. It's fine.
Talking about the Facebook group as well, it's been amazing the amount of people that have been posting on the page, like all day, every day.
Mm.
And everyone commenting and offering advice, asking questions. It's been awesome because, like, for a long time, like with the Facebook page being up, I didn't really comment that much. I didn't feel that comfortable doing it. But with so many of the community now jumping on board and doing it, it's brought me out my shell to sort of do that as well. So I just want to say thank you to all the community for posting and that, because it's helped me out as well.
Mm. You're
That's awesome.
bit of a turtle, aren't you normally?
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh, you're a cute little turtle.
You did a cracking job on that Gilliman's blade, by the way. You did that wet blend.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. It looks really, really good.
Oh, you showed me that as well. It was cool.
Yeah. Okay, Rachel. Do you want to tell him the full story?
No.
So I said,
I would like to hear the
I
full
said
story.
she was sitting ordering food. Yeah. So she's
Right.
ordering,
Okay. Like that's the first clue. Food was involved. So.
I think I know what's coming. But go on.
And I was like, look at this. Look what Mike's just painted. It's amazing. He's done such an awesome job. Because this is what I do, everyone, by the way. If you post up on the Facebook group, I will sit there and make Rachel look at all of them. look at what Sean's just done. Just like, go through them all. But yeah, I was like, look at this blade that Mike's just painted. And she took one glance at it and went, yeah, that's good.
When I watch them free.
And I said, Rachel, you didn't even look at it. And she looked again and went,
so show
yeah,
me
that's
the
good.
other side.
Yeah, I showed her the other side. I was like, look at the other side. It's just as good. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. Okay, so
that's what she was pretty much doing then as well.
Rachel should do a premium series on WGO Dating for Nerds. I kind of want work because I'm a nerd, so it's like it doesn't work. I appreciate the thought, but I'm a nerd at heart, so I think someone else would be better doing that.
Yeah, but you can speak for both sides then, can't you? Females and nerds.
Oh, I could actually. Yeah, that's fair. I could. Oh, here we go. Bomber83. Mike, did you do a base of gold on your Gilliman and then pick out the blue, or a base of blue and pick out the gold?
Second one. So we did. It was with the Vallejo Game Air colours. I used ultramarine blue as the base colour through the airbrush, and then I think I'm trying to remember what the name was. I think it was magic blue over the top. I went a bit heavier than I'd planned with it. So the Marines are now going to be more like the classic 80s, 90s Marines, being quite bright blue. But as far as Gilliman goes, so it would be those first two blues and then picking all of the trim out with the gold afterwards, which took me quite some time. I had to keep taking breaks and then go back, do a panel, and so on.
Awesome, thanks for that. So Akaya's got a question as well. Phil and Mike could do premium WGO content, manscaping, manicures, and miniatures abbreviated to MMM. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'd be up for editing that.
I would love that. I could be like the nails for your manicures as well.
Yes.
I'd be happy with that. Lord Tattoo, Rachel, so how many shoes did you get out of all of these paints Sam has got? Too many. I'd probably, that's a good question. How many shoes have I got?
She's got a double walk-in wardrobe for herself.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
To be fair,
probably about.
you earn it though, don't you? So like you're the one working full time.
I've probably got maybe. Go on, Sam.
I was just going to say I'm just maintaining the website and continuing to make videos, but you're out there doing the hard
Technically,
graft.
you probably work more hours than I do.
Probably work
I've probably
more
got
hours.
about 30. Yeah. I've probably got about 30 pairs of shoes. Thinking about it.
Really? That's a lot of shoes.
I've got one pair of trainers.
No, because you've got right. Okay, let me walk you through it.
No, you don't have to.
No, it's fine. Do you want to go through some army lists, Rachel? No, we'll go through some army lists because that's the equivalent.
Yeah, hold on. It's alright, I'll go through the chat.
How far through the chat did you get from Rachel?
No, we've been discussing the chat. Teach Rachel how to paint using her shoes. Oh, there's a lot of people want to hear about the shoes talk. Okay, hold on. Moving swiftly on. The Fomorian, I will get the new Primaris characters, of course. They're amazing no matter what price they have. I'm also getting the first strike box.
Yeah, those boxes are really cheap. I mean, I think I said this the other day on Wednesday that if I knew they were bringing out all of these other boxes, I would have just bought one Dark Imperium box for me to get the rulebook and the big chunk of models and the heroes, and then I would have bought multiple of the other ones so I get my intercessors and all that sort of stuff. Because I mean, they're like £10 for 5 intercessors separately. It's £50 for a box where you get, I think, the intercessors, the inceptors, and I think even the hell blasters. It's just incredible value. And the ones that are £10 for 5, those models are still perfect for chopping up and converting. So if you're used to modelling anyway, buy them and convert them. Change the heads, change the angles on the arms, and even the legs if you know what you're doing. And you've got the most value you will ever find in a box set. I couldn't believe the £10 price tag that was on those boxes when I saw them, like the Reavers and the Intercessors separately.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the new models, you were I think Rachel asked the question earlier on. I think you were looking at getting that new Librarian as well as the Reavers, weren't you?
Definitely. I've ordered the Librarian and 2 boxes of the Reavers at the moment. And I like the Captain, but when you've got the option of buying a Captain or another 10 Reavers, I think I'd probably go for another 10 Reavers.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have quite a big force in the end, aren't you? That's without all of the dreadnoughts that are come in, the tank, and any other things that are coming as well. Is you're going to have quite high points list, don't you?
Yeah, I think at the moment I'm up to about 4,000 or 5,000 points of Primaris. So I think with the tanks, I'm probably going to be up to at least 6,000, 7,000 points, which is the biggest army I've ever done. And bearing in mind, I've built 3 models at the moment, and they're not even finished. I don't know if I'm going to get through this. This will be a test of my endurance, I think.
What? Test of endurance for what? Sorry, I had to let the dog out.
What?
She wasn't here, Sam, because she had to let the dog out.
Fine, you were there, Mike, and everyone else was on the chat, so it's fine.
Okay, let's get through the chat then. Okay, so Big Mech Dan Skull, still painting metallics on my Bloodbound. Have been doing for maybe a month now. Well, that is some commitment right there. Coronis, I have not even opened my box with Dark Imperium miniatures. Sad face, so much else to do. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm sure Sam and Mike can relate there.
Yeah, I'm working on your custodians rather than mine. Yeah, I get it.
And the Turrican said the characters is how they make their pounds. They hook you on the bargain of the box set and then clean up on all the characters and vehicles you need.
Very true.
Cyril, I'm hooked on Mordheim right now. Bombard 83. The time I've spent playing League would be stupid. I wouldn't want my wife to find out.
Yeah, me and Mike were the
We've
same
all
on
been
that.
there.
How far behind are we?
Quite far.
I'm making my way through. Hold on. Marlborough 69. Warhammer 40k. Lexicanum. This is like just an English lesson for
going
me.
back to that,
how to pronounce it.
Going back to that time, I know when I last went on Warcraft, and I played a lot of characters on that game. I think I had the max on one realm, and they were all at like top level, and as well as all the other ones on different servers and stuff. So that tells you how many characters I had anyway. one of the characters had over 365 days played, and that's real life time. So I spent over a year, real life time, playing one character. That's
Wow.
That's the time sink. Never play MMOs if you want to get on with the rest of your life.
You sucked me into MMOs as well. I was fine. I was happy.
We played all sorts, didn't we? We did Guild Wars. The new Warhammer, I say the new one, the old Warhammer Age of Reckoning has been redone by the look of it. I think I saw it posted up earlier, and I think it's Return of Reckoning. If you type that into Google,
Was that Warhammer Online? Was it?
Yeah, and that was an awesome game.
When I eventually found out about it
was gone.
and went to go and do it, it had been stopped. They'd taken it down, so I was a bit good.
It was a massive flop, and I think it came out at the same time as some other big games, and the servers had issues because I bought that on release, and it came with there was a limited edition miniature that came with it as well. It was like a orc model with a Gretchen or something. It was quite cool. If I could still get that, I'd love to paint it. But that came out, and it just flopped. It didn't do very well at all. Server issues. It wasn't actually necessarily server issues. It was population errors. Because they had some servers where there was nobody on it, and most of the game was PvP based, so you'd have to wander around to find somebody to kill, and there was nobody anywhere because it was so underpopulated in most areas, so it kind of ruined it. But there's plenty of other games to play, and we'll see if they've fixed it now with this new Return of Reckoning. Sean Blake saying you guys should play League of Legends. We did, and
yeah,
I never got into that.
See, I'd been playing it for a while before me and you started playing it, wasn't it, Sam? Because it would have been not long after you started at the shop.
Yeah.
Well, obviously I met you when you started at the shop, and then I think it must have come up in a conversation, and then we started playing it together.
Yeah, even though Mike is like my second wife, we've only known each other.
Hang on. What do you mean
years.
like?
You are my second wife.
Thank you.
It's been like 3 years, is it? 2 or 3 years?
It's been 3 years.
But that's like you were there every single day, weren't you? So I probably saw you more than Rachel.
Hang on, I'm trying to think of the anniversary.
Anniversary.
July. Hang on. You're gonna have to look this up.
I don't want to look it up anymore.
July 18th. No, it might be the 21st of July, I think.
What rank did we get to? Did we even play much ranked? I think we were in gold at least.
I'm not sure.
Do you guys need a moment?
We didn't play much, to be fair. I mean, we're on Overwatch now. We've only just started ranked, and we played the starter games and a couple more, and we get to like platinum, and then we just go back to playing arcade because we and Mike we get fed up with having. It's me and Mike on the team, so it's a 6-man team, and me and Mike are just carrying it. We've got all the gold medals between the two of us, and the rest of the team are staring at the ceiling, and it's just really frustrating. And you know what I'm like with battle reports. I get really whiny.
Yeah, computer games is a whole another level.
Computer games.
Tell us about Overwatch. How's that?
Don't play games with me if you don't like whining.
You know the thing though, as soon as you leave, like we all start winning.
I know. I won every one of my games last night when I wasn't with you and Liam, and you and Liam won all of your games without me.
We left you.
Liam doesn't do very well under pressure though.
Yeah, I think you do intimidate him a little bit. So Reels put, oh snap, Phil is going to be jealous. Oh wait, I forgot. It's wife number 1 is Phil, wife number 2 is Mike, wife number 3 is Rach.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah. That's probably the order of me seeing them actually. That is the order I see them in actually. Wake up in the morning. Oh, hey Phil, how's it going? Ring Mike, and then I'll see Rachel when she comes home from work. Hashtag for the channel.
Oric Loves Gods has put, when is Rachel's next bat rep? Good question actually. Haven't done one for a while. Yeah, use my words. Haven't done one for a while. I've just started a new job. So I think I'm starting to settle in a little bit now though. So I think I might be able to do one quite soon. I've done 3 so far. I've done 2 on YouTube and 1 on Premium. When did the one on Premium go up? I don't think it was that long ago, was it? Maybe a couple of weeks?
Oh, I thought that was before we went on holiday.
Oh, was it? Okay, maybe it has been a while then. Yeah, I should probably do one.
We need to do 40k, but
Hopefully
that's why I'm
soon.
doing these. I'm painting these custodians so that you can play 40k.
Oh, of course you are. Thanks, Sam. Bombard83 has put ranked on League is the salty of all salty of games, so Sam would have loved it. Yeah, I think you did get quite into it, didn't you? Except when you had your little rage quits.
Meltdowns. Maybe that's what I just need to do. I just need to stream me playing League if you want to see some rage. If you want to see some proper rage.
Yeah, I think Phil was genuinely shocked when he heard you playing games.
Yeah. Oh, there's some cats killing each other outside. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I did wonder what that was.
Okay, Cyril's put, you guys should dip your toe into doing terrain too. You probably have everything you need on hand.
Well, Phil
You've done some...
Phil does the terrain, but again, because Phil's limited on time, he's got the airbrushing and the terrain and the handy stuff. That's the part of the channel that he really works on, is that stuff. But because he's limited on time, it's difficult for him to produce as many videos as he would like to do. So that's the only...
See, there was the desert board that's already been up and stuff like that, isn't there, so far?
Yeah, and we've got the city board. The city board's absolutely amazing, but we've just got to finish it and use that for battle reports, because as soon as that's done, I'm not even lying, we've got one of the best boards out there, to be honest. Phil's done a cracking job just on building it, so when it's painted with all the water effects, and there's going to be a fountain on there and stuff, it's going to be incredible. With like,
I think it's probably going to be another painting party or something like that to get it done.
We're all going to have to go around and help paint that, because it's massive, and it goes into another board as well. So there's the city, and then there's a border which has got trenches and a proper defence wall, and then it goes onto the deserts, and there's going to be a giant road going down the middle of the desert. And then there's the mine on the other side as well. So we've got this huge, absolutely huge board with loads of different stuff going off on it that we can break down into smaller sections and play smaller battle reports with. So that's going to be really cool. If you wake up next to Phil or Mike, just pray there's not video. Yeah.
Ralph has asked you, Sam, how much time do you spend on one head?
Oh, this was because I'm slow. I'm quite far away as well. I'm about 30 centimetres away from the actual head, and my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, so I can barely see what I'm painting from this distance. Normally, if I'm not recording, I can be right close to the model and I can see what I'm doing. Plus, I'm looking away and watching the chat and all sorts, so this is taking me longer than normal. I apologise. Maybe I should just do washers. I'll switch to washers after this because I've got all of the custodians to get done anyway.
So how close normally do you have your models and your painting, Sam?
Probably 5 to 10 centimetres away from my eyes.
Yeah, that's probably what I was going to think. It's probably about the same for me.
Pretty blind, I think. I have to get really close. Getting old, says Sean Blake. Yeah, definitely getting old.
Karanis has put, Rachel, have you thought about using some normal Saurus warriors for your Seraphon just to get some more meat/wounds on the table? Yes. After mine and Sam's bat rep, I started to realise that I was taking about a third of the amount of wounds that he was. So then I've created a list which is should be more competitive against it, so it's more wounds on the table. So hopefully that'll be coming up next. Well, it just depends. Have I got any Saurus warriors painted up?
I think we've had this conversation.
Not yet, Rachel.
Have we? So no Saurus warriors yet.
You've got 20.
Maybe in future.
And you went, I don't want 20, I want 30. Well, you've got 20.
And gets out the whip. Get to work, Sam.
Come on.
Paint faster, Sam. I'm trying to paint, Rachel. If you could all get into one place at one time, do teams 2v2. Yeah, bat rep.
That'd be awesome.
The thing is, we talked about doing this anyway, but the problem is our microphones, we've only got 2 lav mics, so we need to get another 2, and it needs another system, I think, to actually control that. And the last one cost us £250 to actually buy, and that's for 2 microphones to be used at the same time. And we're still getting issues with audio. So before...
We should get one of those big ones that hangs from the ceiling.
Yeah, but the problem is it picks up a lot of the background noise and the echo and the issues we're having right now anyway, we've got to try and solve. So once we've done that, if we can record 2v2s, we'll do it. Army showcases, yeah, we've not got enough of those out, to be honest. We need to get these armies finished, but there'll be more army showcases.
I think you said we were looking at possibly doing some as the Chronicles ends, wasn't we?
Yeah, once this is done, we've got people locally who have got armies, so we'll do showcases on their armies. And then if anybody on Facebook or on any of you watching now, if any of you are local and you want to do a showcase with us to put on the channel, then just let us know, contact us, and we'll arrange it, and we'll try and do what we can. Get some more videos up of everybody's armies.
On a army-related Warhammer note, we've got a question. Mike, tell us how you did the Gulliman flaming sword that you posted on Facebook.
Lots and lots of steps. See, I'd originally started out. I tried looking at tons of videos on YouTube. It's exactly how I wanted it to look, and there were some of them I was seeing thinking, no, I can't do that. That's gonna be too awkward, or it's done with an airbrush. And I wanted to, because I was using an airbrush, well, for the first time on these Ultramarines. I wanted, like me and you had a discussion about it, Sam, and I was thinking, should I do the sword in it as well? But then I was always one where I was like, I don't like it when people use an airbrush. I'd sooner they just use the brush and to do it all. But then after using the airbrush, you can understand, appreciate why people do it. So then I decided on the sword I wasn't going to use an airbrush for it. So step by steps, a lot of mixing colours and glazes and building up the colour and blending them together. So I think altogether I used, let me have a look. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 colours altogether. So that was this was an old one: Blood Red, Fire Dragon Bright, Uriel Yellow, and White Scar. And it was it's mixing it in small stages, and then either glazing or just trying to blend between the colours. The first attempt I did on the sword, I wasn't that keen on it. So I think I'd even tried to do it where, to make it more realistic, what most people have done on Gilliman is where towards the end of the flames, it was more going like black and sooty. But after I tried that, I thought, I'm really not keen on how it looks. I couldn't get it to work out. So then I restarted doing the blade again. But a lot of stages. It's difficult to sort of explain doing it, to be honest. But a lot of mixing colours and keeping the paint thin.
You need to do tutorials.
Yes. At some point, I think we were looking at, when I've got more time, when I'm available to do it, is that I would possibly do some quick tips and stuff like that, wasn't it, Sam?
Yeah.
But I don't know when that will be, so I don't want to say that would be anytime soon or even put a date on it because of not knowing when.
That's fair. Although we do want some videos from you, Mike. Another question for you, Mike, from Michael Woodward. When you start playing with your Marines, how will you use them? I.e., any detachments in mind, and what strengths will you exploit?
I keep looking at my list, and originally when we set out with doing these lists, I thought I want an all-round list, but I'm not looking to go pure filth. That wasn't the idea of when we thought about doing this. Is like no one wants to see a game where it's one army gets absolutely trashed. They're over really quick, and they're not necessarily the most exciting of games. So I think it was a battalion detachment is where I wanted to go, because in 7th I always ran a Wraith list. I think it was like the Wraith formation, and then if we went up to like 1850, I think I chucked in. What else I chuck in then? What was it? The Aspect host, that formation as well. I tried to go for quite a competitive list, whereas this one I wanted to push troops, which is what you've probably seen me do when I've been using Phil's Eldar as well. Is I thought I'd never normally go heavy on troops, so that's what I was going to do this time round. So at this minute in time, as it stands, for the 1,000 points, and I think it's 52 power points. There'll be 2 10-man tactical squads. They've both got special weapons and heavy weapons in. A unit of 5 intercessors, a rhino, a librarian, and Gilliman. Now, I think Gilliman's going to be he is going to be the biggest factor in the list as to what he can do or if he can survive long enough. Because although the troops are going to be more so for meat shields and getting to objectives, they're not going to last long when they've got 1 wound each. So it'll be whether Gilliman can get into combat will be my guess, because Gilliman's rules are when I'd originally done this list, I hadn't looked at what any unit does. So when I was going through it, I turned to Sam. I was like, I don't want to tell Sam. I don't want to tell Sam what his rules are, because Gilliman's rules are quite. How would you put it?
Broken.
I don't.
Not broken.
They're good, right? They're not
powerful.
broken, but good. So I think it's once he dies, you roll. I think it's.
Is it? It comes at the top.
Yeah, I think a 4 up. You come back on D6 wounds. I think, which if you spent forever trying to take him down and then he just gets back up again, it's going to be a nightmare to deal with. I'm not 100% if that can happen more than once in the game or not. I'd have to go back to check the wording on it. But I think roughly the way the list is going to work is hoping it's more so it's objective games. Get the troops onto the points to hold the objectives. I've got some long-range powerful weapons to deal with the multiple wound models, like say for instance a Wraith Lord, or if it's a Land Raider or something like that. I've got some weapons. They're not too many, but it was meant to be an all-round balanced list, that was the way I thought 8th edition was looking that it should be. Is you take an all-round list and you're roughly covered on everything.
So Gilliman's quite survivable then. But
yes.
What else can he actually do?
I'm trying to think of the rules he's got. You put me on the spot, Rachel. Thank you.
No worries, anytime.
I think he has a bubble of effect around him, and I'm not sure if it's reroll to wound within 6 inches of any other Marines near him. I think. I don't know if that's some shooting combat or if it's both. I'm trying to think what else he's got. I think he's got like a 2 up, maybe a 3 or 4 up in bun. A solid amount of attacks. I think he's on 9 wounds, so becomes just under that cap for being able to be targeted from range for shooting. So it's going to be it's going to depend a lot on the position of where I keep him, because if he's just at the back of my troops moving forward, and then someone comes in from reserve, is it still record reserves?
Yeah, I think
or not,
so.
Sam? If someone comes in for reserves, they may just drop straight behind him. I have no meat shield there then, and then all the shots are going onto him. So I think that's going to be a lot of the time now with positioning on characters as to where you keep them, because albeit at the start of the game it may be good than being right at the back because they can't get shot at, but then you may be open to being flanked and things dropping behind you.
Yeah, I remember because I haven't played many 40k games, but I remember when I played one 40k game 7th edition, I had a Dread Knight, I think it was, and it just got absolutely blasted. I think it lasted 2 turns and that was it.
Yeah, well the thing was with 7th to 8th, vehicles and especially vehicles, you could get rid of them in 1 shot. It was 1 shot and they were gone. It's unlikely. I'm not sure if there's any weapons that have enough damage. There might be, but they're going to be high point cost models where you could just take out vehicles in 1 shot. They're definitely more survivable, and the fact that you've got saves on the vehicles as well is good.
High toughness as well, that keeps them alive.
Yes.
Right.
Go on.
Sorry, Sam.
Go on.
I was just going to get onto the chat because some people have been putting some good comments there. Sir Mergleton? Not quite sure if I'm pronouncing that right. So he's recently joined us, and he said, seeing Sam paint the face is awesome, but Surreal's put the anticipation of you finally getting to the hair is killing me.
I don't normally spend this long painting faces. It's normally a quick job. Like I say, I'm doing the best I can with a what size brush? 0 brush. It's not even like a small brush, and I'm painting it at a distance. So I apologise.
That is the one difficult thing when doing doing it on the camera or for tutorials is because you have to do it at a slightly different angle to what you're used to, so the model is in shot. It makes it incredibly awkward to paint anything.
Yeah. If you've got suggestions on the hair colour, I think we'll go for it. If you lot just vote now and say what you want me to paint the hair colour in. Paint-wise,
Mogatons.
for this one, all it is so far is these are new paints. I don't even know what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm trying it out. So it's pink flesh. These are all scale 75. Followed by, I think I've mixed in some golden skin. And then I've just mixed in a little bit of pale skin. So there's only 3 colours. I'm putting the 3rd colour on it now. And all I've done before that was putting some extra thin layers on it just to increase the shading, increase the highlights on it in places. It's not perfect and it's not very neat, but it will do the job. And like I say, these are for Rachel's army, so they only need to be so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
So Megaton's put, how about a drinking game? For each new layer on that face, we take a shot. We're going to die. That's amazing.
Okay, we've got a vote for dark brown hair
spent an
and
hour.
blue. Go on.
Cyril's put, he spent an hour painting a guy with the same expression as him when he's playing Warhammer. That's not far off.
The bullying does not start yet.
You what?
The bullying doesn't start yet. That's at the end.
Well, we're quite far through. Maybe he just couldn't contain himself. Are you and Sam looking forward to Game of Thrones season 7? Oh yes, of course we are. I think everyone is. Yeah, we can't wait. I'm actually gutted that it didn't start in April because we were like, yeah, we're nearly there, and then they were like, it's going to be July. Oh, damn. I see where they're coming from now. I think they're doing it because obviously winter's coming.
Yeah, July is still not winter, is it? Maybe it's going to be in line.
I get the feeling that then by the end of the season,
I'm back.
If they've timed it well, by the end of the season, maybe winter is here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the sort of theme they're going for. I'm not sure, but that'd be my guess. And Aquarius, but you should get another white husky and call it Ghost. I think that was one of the names we discussed, wasn't it? But we settled with Khaleesi in the end.
Yeah. Whenever we watch Game of Thrones, because there's such a big gap, they'll say like Khaleesi in there, and we'll be like, oh, they've used the same name as our dog. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember now. We completely forgot that Khaleesi is from the Game of Thrones. It's
just her name now.
Her name is Khaleesi, and that's it. And Game of Thrones stole it from her. Ghost was the first option.
Okay, so Armor Freak has said Gilliman gives you 3 command points, reroll 1s to hit, add 1 to advanced rolls and to moral tests.
Yeah, I knew there was a few more that I'd forgot. The command point one's quite a decent one because it means you're getting them extra points, so you can get away with not where I'm taking the battalion detachment, and that's given me 3 command points there. Although I don't know if I am in this one. Am I? No, I'm not going the battalion detachment. I'm going the patrol detachment because the only HQ I have is the librarian. So obviously I don't get any points for that, but then I'll get the 3 points for being battle forged and the 3 extra from Gilliman. So I will be matching anyone that's then taking the battalion detachment.
Sam, in terms of your hair, you've got a couple of options here. We've got dark brown and with a bit of stubble. We've got blue. We've got red, white, and black. WGO colours. Okay, I see what you did there. We've got white, red or white.
There's a lot of white there.
And some mentions on the Game of Thrones. So apparently it's late because they had to film during winter, so they had to put the schedule back a few months to have enough winter shots. See, I thought they did it for a reason, but actually that's way more sensible. That actually they just had to film it in winter. Cyril's put, I didn't even think about that. Winter is coming in July 17th.
It probably would be, with the current weather patterns. It wouldn't surprise me if it's snowing in July and sunny in December. What else have we got, Rach?
Just a little bit of chatter between people. Mike, do you want to talk us through what you're painting at the moment? Because we can't actually see what you're painting. I know you're doing the Ultramarines, but what are you actually doing at the minute?
I'm not actually painting right this second because
Oh, you're not?
no. What I wanted to try this time around is what it was like to do the chat without the camera on, to see if that would make any difference. Because what's been happening recently is when we've been doing the chat is it'll be what was happening to you. So the chat, while Sam and everyone's speaking, they would sometimes go robotic. They'd speed up. You'd be delayed. And all that sort of thing. So I wanted to see if it was anything to do with having the camera on for that one. Plus, it means when I'm not painting, it means I can actually concentrate on the actual chat because as I've said before, I struggle to multitask. I find it extremely difficult. But where I'm up to on the Ultramarines, it's going backwards and forwards between Gilliman and everything else. But I think I'm still laying down most of the base colours. I think I've got silvers, reds. Actually, there's a number of base coats still to go. But I think for once I'm actually on track to finish an army on. Well, to actually finish an army. I don't know if I've ever finished one before.
No, that seems a bit extreme for you, man.
I know. Well, this is the thing: is if anyone thought Sam was painting slow currently, whilst the chat's going on,
I am painting slow. Yeah.
Is that as slow as I normally paint, Sam, or am I still normally slow?
You're probably at the same pace as. Oh no, you're slower than this actually.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
fast.
actually doing all right.
I normally get a model done in about an hour and a half. That's the whole model. Batch painting, obviously, I try and do that, so it's not an hour and a half. It might be 10 hours, but a whole squad, or 15 hours and a whole squad will be done. But for the heads, I always say you're better off taking your time painting the model in an hour and the head in the next hour because the head will stand out quite a lot. So it's important to get that as good as you can get it. I'm going to paint the hair white. I've just decided, so I'm going to chuck some colours on there just because I know
there's a couple of whites in there.
There's a lot of people waiting for that to be painted white, and there's 3 other bald-headed people in that squad. So, well, not bald-headed, barefaced. They haven't got the helmets on. There we go. Some grey.
The Harry Painter said that one of the main sets for Game of Thrones is 300 meters behind my father-in-law's house. That's awesome. Where does your father-in-law live?
Ireland. That's where most of it was filmed.
I think it depends because I know the shots with Daenerys are somewhere quite exotic.
Yeah, I thought it was Spain for.
I don't think it's. I thought it was more like Croatia. Or
maybe.
Something like that. It's somewhere nice anyway. Somewhere nice and hot. Okay, we actually have a question for you, Sam, from Michael Woodward. I know you're doing your Primaris, which are more survivable than Vanilla Marines, but what other strengths will you try to exploit? Without Hellblasters, what's your strategy for taking on the bigger models?
See, I was a little bit worried about this because I'm trying to do this army more of a what looks good rather than what is powerful. So I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to be sending me wonderful messages saying, "What are you doing? You're a tool," that sort of thing, which I'm used to anyway on the whole bullying side of things. But I'm trying to look at this on a way where I'm not power gaming. I'm being really competitive and more of I want my army to look like a Black Dragon army and use the units that I think would work well with that. So I have decided that I'm going to do as much close combat as possible. I'm going to try and avoid big shooty weapons where I can. And I want as fast a unit as I can get. So I'm glad that the Reavers have come out because I'll be using them as Dragon Claws in the background. That's what they will be. So depending on what the Reavers will be equipped with, I will aim to speed them up and get through as much as I can with them. The Inceptors are probably going to be my big hitters because they can teleport onto the board wherever they want as long as they're more than 9 inches away from the enemy. So they'll be good for capturing objectives, picking out targets. I think there's going to be a big emphasis. We've seen it already on heroes being kept behind units. And if you've got something that can teleport in behind and disrupt it, I think that's going to be one of the major bonuses to my army and the way that it will work. The fact that I'll have stuff dropping in and being able to do that sort of thing. Even if it's...
Which one's dropping, sorry?
The Inceptors. They've got jump packs.
Okay.
And I'm not sure whether I'm going to convert them. I might give them dragon wings and some dragon claws and stuff like that. Haven't decided yet.
That would be awesome.
But
what do they normally
look
like? Do they not normally have that sort of thing?
No, they're like big. They're like deep sea diving suits with skis on the bottom of them. I've got to say, I'm not a fan of it still, but
almost like an astronaut as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think the dragon thing could be quite a cool look for it.
I think the theme that I've chosen and my chapter, I'm really getting into it. I'm really liking the background. I'm sort of inventing stuff as well. They're not even guaranteed that they're a successor chapter from the Salamanders, and I see them more as a Raven Guard successor chapter. That's the way I'm playing them. That's the way I'm looking at them. They've got pale skin, they've got black hair, they've got jump packs. They're very close combat based, and in the background they did actually have a fight, with the Salamanders. So I'm almost saying they're not Salamander successors. I'm saying they're Raven Guard. And until Games Workshop tell me I'm wrong, that's what they'll be.
Going back to what Rachel was saying about wings, I can't remember from building the Dark Imperium set. Are the jetpacks part of the torso
No,
for the Interceptor squad?
So. Well, I haven't.
So,
I took them
if they weren't, though, do you think you could use wings if the jetpacks aren't part of the torso?
Yes, I would need a bunch of. If I was going to use wings, I think the ones that would be the right scale would be those Dark Eldar Scourge wings. And the problem with that is I would need a lot of the devil-looking ones. You buy a box of Scourges, and you get a mix of angel wings and devil wings. And I'd only need the
so
devil
you
wings.
might only get like 1 or 2 of that in the set that you want.
Yeah. So unless I can find a bits box place or somewhere that can sort me out, I mean, what have I got? At least 12, probably 15 of them, plus any characters that I'm going to use. So I'm probably going to need at least 20 of those Scourge wings. Sent Sam a picture of it. What was that? I'm not set up to link stuff at the moment, and I've got the cool mini on. Oh, a picture of the Game of Thrones set. Okay. I don't know where that was then. It's a big hill with a pylon in it. And some buildings. But I don't know where that was in Game of Thrones. You'll have to let us know.
They said it was North Belfast.
North Belfast.
That's actually where it was. Yeah, so the main studio is in Belfast. They do other spots, but most of it is filmed in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
I think you can do a tour, can't you? Where it shows you all the different sites and things.
Didn't your pole dancing trainer go to one of the places?
Yes, she did. I think she enjoyed it as well. I think she said it was really good.
Where was that though? Because there was the swimming, but there was a big pool.
I think
or
that
something.
was Ireland.
Yeah, a big lake, and then there was the bit with the
the
trees that's at King's Landing. And they walk down the road that goes into King's Landing.
Maybe that was Ireland as well. Then I'm not sure. I don't know. I only remember her saying she was going to Ireland.
I think I was listening to what she was saying more than you.
Probably.
Just for anyone's ears that perked up, you mean pole fitness, yes?
Pole fitness, yes.
Nick Davidson has put, hi everyone, managed to make at least part of the live stream. Awesome. Hi Nick. And Al Kirkham, late to the chat, but our site is one of the best. The paint job looks great. Oh, awesome. I guess he likes your little head that you paint him.
Thank you.
And Michael Woodward, hey buddy, don't forget hashtag Team Sam. Oh, I've got lots of Team Sams tonight.
I think that was Michael Woodward.
Unless it was Michael Woodward that put that before.
Thank you, Michael Woodward. I appreciate it.
They're like, yay, 2 Team Sams. It's the same guy.
That's more love than you and Mike give.
Hey, no, because Akaya's put hashtag Team Sam, hashtag Team Beard, hashtag Magic Mike, and hashtag Team Mitchell.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike. Is that another name?
Yeah, I think. God, that's going to be Photoshop next, isn't it? Your head over whatever it is.
Oh, it'd be my head, Garp's hair, and then Magic Mike's body. Oh dear.
Is that what you're thinking about, Mike?
Yeah.
Is that your dream man?
What, someone with my face?
Yeah, you love yourself so much. You're like, I wish there was a guy that looked like me, but with this body and long blonde hair.
Right, moving on. What's next?
Aquarius asked, I'll save you here, Mike. Will there be Primaris Terminators?
Yeah, there's got to be.
I'm sure they said there was going to be, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean the Gravis armor is another version of the power armor. So it's another variant of Mark 10. It isn't Terminator armor, which is what I first thought it was because of the sheer scale of it. Because the current Terminator arms, you found that out, Mike, didn't you? That the current Terminator arms actually fit very nicely with the Gravis armor stuff. So that's how I'll be converting mine up using normal Terminator stuff from 40k.
I had a quick glance at it. It looks like they are the same sort of scale.
So
well, interestingly enough, So Moguton's put that sound like they sound like they've been massive on 50 mil bases, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. They've got to be on 50 mils. I think we're looking at Centurion sized models.
What, the Terminators?
Terminators, I reckon, will be about the same size as a Centurion.
That's quite big.
Aggressors, they are called.
That's cool. That's a good name.
That means
for them.
nothing to me, but maybe that means something to you guys.
They sound
So
aggressive.
what's that about?
So they're in the new Dark Imperium novel, says the Fomorian. They're just new Terminators, so they're called aggressors. That's cool. That's good. So they have been confirmed.
Are they described in that book as well? As in their actual size and stuff?
Yeah. Let us know if they are.
Al Kirkham's put, I was thinking of doing a Dark Angels and Grey Knight Primarch chapters in addition to the Ultramarine chapter. Any thoughts or comments?
Dark Angels and Grey Knight Primarch.
Grey Knight Primarch chapters.
Primaris, is that or Prime?
It says Primarch. It's put in addition to the Ultramarine chapter. Do you get Primarch chapters?
No. The Primarchs are the leaders of the chapters. Well, they were in the Heresy, and now
yeah,
they're...
but I thought they sort of lead.
Yeah. When they're around, they will lead the chapter. So Gilliman's back now. He's in charge of not only the Imperium, but he'll be in charge of... Oh, you know what? He could just be in charge of the Imperium now. Maybe good old... What's his name? Fisty McFistface. What's his name?
Minus Calgar.
Minus Calgar. Maybe he's still in charge of the Ultramarines. Gilliman's come back and gone, don't worry, I'm not going to override you. I'm going to have the Imperium. You have the Ultramarines still. I haven't looked at the background, but maybe that was the conversation that went down. Like maybe what's his face? I forgot his name again. Fisty McFistface. Maybe he was like, oh, he's come back. I've been in charge for quite a while.
Is that his new name now, Sam?
I've been enjoying the rule. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. And now he's come back. I'm a bit bitter, actually. And he's come back and said, don't worry about it. You've been running things well while I've been gone. That awkward moment when you need to have a manicure to live stream. I don't. This is just my fingers. Beautiful fingers. What?
Michael Woodward, Rachel, it's your turn. Your custards. Oh, I love that he's calling them custards now. That's going to catch on. Are more expensive point-wise than most armies. When you start playing, what strengths will you try and exploit? How will you overcome being outnumbered? I'm going to be honest. So I've left Sam to paint me up 2,000 points, so I can mix and match a little bit. Haven't looked massively at what I can do yet, so I don't actually know.
No. I've given you as many options because the big thing with Rachel is in these options. Go on.
Yeah, because that's the thing. And if anyone's watched my AOS back reps, you'll see that I tried to mix it up if I can. So that's probably what I'll do with 40k. So I haven't massively looked into doing many lists yet, but I will do. I know that I won't get many out of them. I think when we looked into it, how many was it, Sam? Was it like 13 models or something like that? For 1,000 points.
For 1,000 points, yeah. Your 1,000 point list has got, and this was because there's no HQs and you've got limited choices. So you've got 2 Primaris Psychers, which are the Imperial Guard ones, the Astra Militarum Psychers. They're actually 2 HQs. When it goes up to 2,000 points, you've got 3. You know what? I'll do your 1,000 point list. So 2 Primaris Psychers. Then you've got 2 Vindicator Assassins. And in the past, they would have been lethal. Now they do D3 wounds per turn maximum, unless you roll a 6 to wound, I think, and then it becomes D6 wounds. But their ability is they ignore cover, they ignore invulnerable saves, and I think they've got -3 rend on their weapons as well. And on top of that, they can pick out characters. So Vindicators are really, there's 2 of them because, you know, on average they should be
tactical then.
Quite tactical. They should be able to drop in. They can turn up anywhere on the battlefield that they want again. And they can just pick out characters. So that's what they're in there for. The Primaris Psychers are there because they're the cheapest HQ to allow you to have as many other Custodians as possible and to give you some psychic powers because you haven't got anything other than that. And then you've got 2 units of 5 Custodians with mixed weaponry. So there is an equal mix of swords and shields and then spears. So you've got some longer ranged and you've got some better invulnerable saves as well, and you can mix those units up as and when you want. And then your final part of the army is 1 contempt to dreadnought, and that's the model is the four-sword one, and you've got 2. So you've got the sword and shield dreadnought, and you've also got the spear one. But you'll be using that as a multi-melter and a close combat weapon, and that'll be it.
Cool. Okay, so to give a bit of context, so with AOS, I know the rules and everything, so I build my own lists, and actually I really enjoy that. Because I never played 7th edition, so learning the new 40k is going to be learning a whole new game. So for now, Sam's done me a list that should work, that I can try and just whilst I'm learning it, and then I'll start to build my own lists. That does sound quite good, and I have heard a lot of people, and particularly on Wednesday, people are saying that actually custodians are pretty nails. So it sounds like there's a good mix there. So that should be
well, the difficult thing with doing the custodians is you're so limited on choices. That and the custodians are really expensive.
And the thing is, you've got 2,000 points, over 2,000 points worth of models with the list that I'm doing in total, because I'm not just building you the 1,000 points for this Chronicles event. I'm doing 2,000 points plus, so that you've got choice to then mix things up. So you can play 1,000 points, but each game could be slightly different variation, and it won't get boring for battle reports. And the same with my Black Dragons. I'm going to have almost 6,000 points to choose from, so my games will be very varied as well, and I'll be able to take different stuff.
6,000?
6,000 points, yeah, that's what I've got of Primate. I told you it was an absolute bargain, didn't I? You know what I mean? Those intercessors, they are £10 to buy them. This is without even the discount of the boxes. If you wanted to buy the easy fit ones, they're £10, and in points terms, that's 100 points. So £10 for 100 points. If you buy the box...
How many did you get in there?
5.
A whole squad's £10?
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, carry on.
I'm painting eyes now. Slightly off. Oh, God. That's what happens when I paint eyes on camera.
So, Cynthia Sneak, but does anyone else find the names of the Primaris units confusing? It reminds me of some of the AOS names.
Yes.
Question: does anyone find the Custades names confusing?
No.
Come on. You said they had really long names.
Oh my God. Right, so Primaris are called Intercessors, Inceptors, Aggressors, Reavers, spelt weird, Hellblasters. That's all their names. When I was talking to you about Custodians, I was talking about in the background their actual names.
They're individual names.
What?
Yeah. They're well confusing. Nobody knows them. It's like I listen to you and then you use it against me.
So I was explaining to Rachel in the background that nobody knows the Custodians' actual names because they've got them written in their armour and they're too long and demons can't corrupt them and stuff.
Confusing.
Yeah, but Cynthia's talking about the actual name of the unit. Is that confusing?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, Nick Davidson's then put, then in the spirit of the guard, 3 more men at them until they drown in blood. I see, because Ryan has put, I tried that with guardsmen, they just get eaten alive by all the attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
A tip for painting eyes, use a smaller brush.
So your handy tip for the day, Sam?
Yeah, I've just gone in with a brush that's too big. I'm going to put it on the camera and you can all laugh at me. Look at that. A derp. It's gone off to the side up there.
When I first started ever trying to do eyes, I think I used a toothpick.
Yeah.
Because I was too scared to even try and attempt it with a brush. It's not ideal for doing it, to be honest. But it does have a small enough point on it.
I'm going to try and salvage this. Salvage.
Surreal's but how has Sam gone 2 hours without a smoke? Well, Sam doesn't smoke, so we can quite easily go 2 hours.
Without a drink, however.
You're not an alcoholic.
I meant a normal drink. Jesus, why does everything have to be bad? I just wanted a drink.
We did a quiz at work today, and it was you had countries, and you had to say what was their favourite drink. And one was Spain, and I was like, sangria. And they were like, what? And I was like, oh, just ignore me, I'm probably being stupid. It was sangria. I was right. I know my drinks.
Yeah, you drank a lot of that, didn't you?
Oh, it's amazing. It's like the best drink ever. We need to make it. Cynthia's got my first unit of Primaris from the bases, and I have to say I love the scale of them. They're properly tall. A bit sad because I wish all my other Marines were as big. But that tells me, Cynthia, you need to buy more Primaris.
This is what I said to Mike at the beginning, wasn't it? I was saying the worst part about Primaris is how good they are, because it has made all the rest of them look so bad.
Yes and no. I still don't think that the standard tactical Marines look that bad next to them. Yes, there's a difference, and the Primaris may be a little bit cooler, but I still think there's a use there for them.
They're so cool. I just think I loved Heresy. I loved the options for the different legions and stuff, and all the different models that came out from Forge World. We went to Warhammer World, didn't we, on the launch of 8th edition, and I looked in the cabinet and just instantly was like, well, what's this?
Yeah.
What's the point in having any of this now? Because the Primaris just look so much... They're scaled so much better. The heads, the shoulder pads, all of it's the right scale now. You know, in the past it was like the oversized shoulder pads from the Space Marines.
Yeah.
They looked a bit weird. Now they're in proportion. And it's not just like Games Workshop went, oh, well, we'll make it so people can use shoulder pads because they can use their chapter stuff. They probably just looked at it and went, you know what, they actually look better this way than the way that we did it in the past. And that's why they ended up doing it.
So have you been converted then, Sam?
I was converted on pretty much day one, to be honest with you. I'm just annoyed that I've got so many, my word bearers, my space wolves. I look at them now next to the Primaris, and I think I just don't want to play normal Marines now. And in the past, I absolutely loved normal Marines, and that's why I'm a bit upset about it. Really, killed my hobby. I'm gonna burn all my Marines.
I sent you some agrees. She's put, I don't plan on replacing any old Marines. I just wish they'd always been that big. So I guess you're sort of the same, aren't you, Sam? Yeah,
Definitely. I mean, if they had, imagine when Forge World bring out Primaris-sized chapter-specific stuff, how amazing is that going to be? I mean, I'll probably start a new Legion, a new chapter. No, I won't. I've got 6,000 points of Black Dragons to do. Who am I kidding?
But Sam's going to have to drink paint water. Oh, Sam.
Yep.
You don't have a drink.
I know.
He's right. You have got paint water upstairs. There is that.
Yeah, it's not. It's quite painty.
Not quite the same, is it? Sean Blake's put, when are you guys going to have the guys from Warhammer Weekly on the show? That's the point. We haven't actually had many guests on recently, have we?
No.
Probably trying to get more guests on.
We've tried to keep it as Wargaming Online for a bit. We've just to get us back on track, because we were kind of... We need topics, we need questions, and obviously it's quite busy, so it's difficult sometimes to arrange times and do checks and things, and we've been having issues with it, so it's difficult just to get people on. But we have got a lot of people lined up to come on the show anyway, so it's just a matter of when, not anything else. Yep. Plus it's easier for me just to ring Mike and be like, get online please. And he'll just turn on the internet, come online. Rachel, right, downstairs please, jump on the chat.
Come on like 10 minutes before.
Yeah, it's easier for us to set up.
I'm like, nah, it'll be fine, let's roll with it.
Yeah. Oh dear me.
Cynthia's put, Sam and I suffer from the same affliction, too many armies because I can't decide and I hardly ever get rid of anything. You don't have the problem of not getting rid of anything, do you? You're quite happy to get rid of things and throw things away and sell things for half the price that you paid.
Not that you're bitter about any of that.
What do you think about that?
It's because
Hashtag hobby butterfly.
Yeah. I'm going to chuck a wash into these eyes.
I haven't actually been looking at what you've been doing.
Nothing really. I've spent almost 2 hours on her head.
It's a good head though, Sam.
It's alright, I'm not happy with it. The problem is when I do my eyes, I put a black ink for the final part when I'm doing the pupil, and if I put because it's an ink, if I wash into this eye socket, when there's ink there, it goes all weird. It pools all over the place. So what I'm going to do now is just put a wash in there, get it into around the socket and darken it down a little bit, and hopefully get rid of that little bit of the line, and then I can paint the pupil in afterwards.
He looks really weird without pupils, Sam.
Oh yeah, he's looking a bit crazy, isn't he? Let's see what wash I could do.
There's a little bit.
I'm thinking a blue wash. No, red maybe. Let's go with red. It might be quite cold over in the Imperial Palace. Maybe they've had the heating off all day, so it's a bit chilly. Let's give him some red eye
I'm
sockets.
kind of looking for the things. We should just almost do like a live painting tutorial, which I guess is sort of is. We haven't really been talking through it.
Yeah, maybe I should, but never mind.
Well, people have been able to watch it.
The thing is, the paint
How many layers
tutorials.
do you reckon you're up to now?
There's only 3 colours used, and I've probably done a maximum of. Most of them have been 1 layer for each colour, maybe 2. Oh, there we go. There's a bit of definition in there now. It's not a difficult paint. It's just because I'm painting so far away, and if you can't see, it's difficult to paint, isn't it? What colour would taste better? Not the old paints. Let's talk about the worst tasting paints. And the winner, there and then, is the old black.
I'm kind of sad that you know this.
Badab Black. Why is that sad? Every painter, just because you don't paint range, every painter knows that there's certain paints that are worse tasting than the others. And Badab Black is
I feel
certainly...
like that's what this moved on to, because it wasn't just that. It was, I bet a wash would be the best paint to drink. The tech-based paints would probably be the worst, and then it was followed with the question, what colour would taste best? So I'm glad we're having sensible conversations tonight. So please, what colours would
It's hobby related,
taste
Rachel.
best? It technically is, I'll give you that.
Best. I would like to say Lamian medium, but I think there's some definite messed up material inside that ingredient.
No.
I imagine it's not good for you to drink paint, so I wouldn't recommend it, people.
Mike, any comments on flavours of paints that you like and dislike?
Did you say Mike Honey? Mag, Honey, Mag.
Mike Honey. I'm totally going to start referring into those Mike Honey.
No, I don't really have a preference.
You need to say no, honey, I don't.
Mike, dear, apparently you're now Cyril's favourite.
Sweet.
I'm not sure why. There's no explanation to it. It's just that you're the favourite.
Thanks, Cyril. I thought we had a connection.
Online, it's put Mike is everyone's fave. So presumably, is that Phil?
That's Phil.
Or is that you?
I like how Phil only chips in when his popularity is in contest. Just to remind everybody, I am here.
Beard earlier.
Now look, Cyril's going to change his allegiance straight away.
Beard now.
Phil, I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, Cyril's but Phil is here. Hi, Phil. Yeah, Cyril's but if Sam is typing right now, that is skill. Yeah, good point. I'm not sure. I probably didn't question which hands he was typing with, considering he's painting, but whatever. Cynthia's but I never knew so many people licked brushes. Neither did I, Cynthia. Apparently it's a thing.
We are brush lickers.
Yep.
That's what we should have named the channel, not Wargamer Online, Brush Lickers Unite or something.
Oh, you've really missed something there, Sam. That would have been awesome.
Well, unfortunately, it's about 1.5 years too late.
It kind of is, yeah. I think we missed that boat. Wargamer Online it is. Let's stick with it.
I don't know. I think we could speak to Phil. Phil's there now. What do you reckon, Phil? Switch. Brush Lickers Unite. Like a Transformers thing. Roll out.
Oh, and Vaughan's joined us. Howdy, guys. How goes it? It's good. Although I think we probably are getting towards the end of the chat because we are coming up to 2 hours.
Does that mean
It's been a long one tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it has. I think it's just going to talk to us rubbish, to be fair. But I
Well,
just
we've had
completely derail the chats with shoes and anything
That's
else I
fine.
could think of.
We've
And
had
relationship advice, that was a good one.
Yeah, we still need to name for the title of the show, though, don't we?
Okay, does everyone what?
Sean Blake, that's what we should call the subscribers. Brush Lickers Unite. Oh, maybe,
So good. Can we please do that?
you know what? We were looking at chucking another
That could be
couple of
the
ranks.
Premium Plus.
Yeah, we've got 2 more levels of subscription. Thank you again for the suggestions on those.
Oh, please, it's got to be Brush Lickers. It really has. That's just genius. I'm sold on that. I really am. I'm so committed.
Didn't take you long, did it?
No. It doesn't take long to get attached to these things. When you hear comedy gold like that.
These things.
I
want to say thank you to Garrett Sanderson again for donating. He's our first donator on the channel. Woohoo! So thank you again for that.
Look, we do that every time we get a donation. Just stop the chat just to go. Woo!
Well, maybe we have to do it. Maybe we have to take it in turns.
Yeah.
So you can do it next time, Rach.
I did find that, but yeah, I can do
I'm
it.
liking the washes on this. It's putting more definition back into it again, and it probably means I'll go a bit overboard. So
hold on, let me have a look.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to get the blacking.
I'm just going to say it looks good because I can't see it currently.
Oh, cheers, Mike. That's almost as good as Rachel saying, yeah, it looks good.
I have faith in you that it looks amazing, so I don't even need to see it.
It won't. It's not amazing. I can guarantee you.
Finally get to see it. What's that?
Yeah. I thought you could paint. We need a buzzer. So every time we get a donation, we do a buzzer.
Yeah.
Can't stop before the head is ready. I mean, the problem is we've got all of these wires and the bit at the back and all this to do. I can do the eyes. I might have to do this off camera because I can get a bit closer than 30 centimetres away. Sam, you should freehand a tattoo on the side of the custodian's head. I am known for doing tattoos. I am known. No, I did one for Dave. Dave had his, what was the Alpha Legion character? Really nice, dynamic model.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
He's like,
it got into the Forge World book, didn't it?
That's what I mean.
Website or something.
So Dave painted the entire model, and then gave me the head to paint, and I painted the head, and then the Hydra tattoo on the side of its head, and then it got on Forge World's website. And I was like, well, cheers for that, Dave. All of his other models didn't get in, but the one with the Hydra, yeah, that got in. Oh.
I just read one now.
Well done, Rachel.
Oh yeah, Sean Blake, but you should name this chat the Real Housewives of Wargamers. Wargame Online.
That's me.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, we've just lost Al Kirkham. Have to go. The great grandchildren came for dinner. That's really sweet, though. That's nice. Thanks for joining, Al Kirkham. Nice to have a chat with you. I was going to say nice to see them, and I was like, no, I haven't actually seen them, but
I just bodged up. I laughed.
Ah, Sam, what you like?
Oh God, I've properly ruined it. Right, that's a shame. Double misspelling, that is rare. That's Phil.
Phil has been filming airbrushing and now he's casting bases.
Ooh.
That's progress for you. There you go. Was it what was it? Surreal talking about Phil's 15-day thing or whatever it was?
I think so.
Right, this is going to take me a while to fix. Yeah, isn't that well cool? Isn't a tattoo on an Alpha Legion counterintuitive, hard to blend in with that? Yeah, it is. unless every Alpha Legionary has a Hydra tattoo on the side of their head, Ah, you never thought about that, did we? But trying to paint the exact same tattoo on an Alpha Legionary for a whole army is not going to happen. I'm always tempted to give this guy a black eye now. You know what? I'm giving him a black eye. I'm going to paint blue wash around there.
I kind of want to see how you do that.
I did a tutorial yesterday, went up, I think. And it was the rotten flesh, how to paint rotten flesh. And it's just using washers over the top of light skin tones. And it comes out quite nicely. So I've done the black ink, I've messed that up, so that's the darkness. Now I'm just going to paint some blue around the outside of this and blend it into the skin. When I say blend, I mean let it dry. Very small eye socket.
Okay, we'll see how you do this eye, and then we should probably start wrapping it up.
Oh, you can go, Rach.
You up?
Nothing.
Obviously, wasn't anything nice to say.
That'll do.
Okay, let's see what you've done.
But I don't think custodians actually lose combat, so him getting punched in the face is a very unlikely thing.
True. They won't be losing anyway when I'm playing with them.
No. And if they do, it'll be a tactical choice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to talk about tonight before we go into the weekend then? Tomorrow, what am I going to have tomorrow? I don't know if I'm going to have an unboxing done for tomorrow. Me and Mike filmed a game called...
Oh yeah, you guys filmed something earlier this week, didn't you? What was that?
Yeah, one of them's called Endure the Stars, which is like Zombicide, but in space, and it reminded me of Mass Effect. It's an awesome looking game, and you get a ton of models in there, which is just... one, value-wise, there's a lot in there, but two, if you like Zombicide and that sort of game, it's perfect. So for you, Rachel, it's your sort of game.
Yeah, you came home saying that I'd love that, didn't you?
Yeah. Then we also did the Warlord game stuff, because Warlord sent me and Mike a starter set each. So I've got the Germans and Mike's got the Russians. So,
Conflict 47.
what did I say?
You said the Warlord thing games is what you said.
Warlord games, bolt action, conflict 47.
Yeah, you didn't say it though. You just said Warlord games.
No, I know. It's because I'm still concentrating.
Sam?
Yes, my love.
Before we go, we've got to go and check out the Facebook page because apparently there's a gift for Mike. So I don't know if you can change the...
Oh no, I know. I think I know what it might be. I can't see this, by the way, so I'm just gonna have to go off your two's reaction.
Okay, Sam, can you put it on like the YouTube?
Yeah, just bear with me.
Yeah.
I'm just playing a model, but yeah.
I'm doing studio mode. Hold on, let's see if we can do this.
I'm trying to load it up now.
If I load up the browser, is this even gonna work? We're doing Facebook.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Hold on then, let's cut. Is that switched over? You'll have to let me know if this is cut over because I wasn't prepared for this.
You are not prepared.
I am not prepared. Rachel, learn the buttons. No, Rachel, I am still controlling this rather than painting. This is why it has changed, Surreal.
Thanks.
Oh, God. Right, what am I doing? Am I going on the community group, yeah? We've got Mike's beautiful sword here. Look at that. Absolutely awesome blend in there. What do you think, Rach?
Yeah, it's alright. What do you want to eat?
Then we've got... Oh, Kablams has joined in to say, are you guys still going? Hi, Kablams. And yeah, we are still going. Nice of you to join us. But we'll be off soon for you to do your live show. Right, Rick Eden shared the Hairy Painters Primaris Space Marines. Do not use this... Yeah, it's got the wrong points in it. I noticed that. It was not great.
How amazing is that? It's begun.
If Sam can't speak, I know it's good.
Oh, Mike, you need to check it out.
It's exactly your dream.
gold.
It's your dream boy.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
It's Magic Mike with
Think about your nickname, Magic Mike.
with Mike's head and Garth's hair. That is incredible, Sean. Thank you.
That is brilliant. That is
Let's have a look
true
while we're
piece of
here.
art.
This is Harlequin Bob, and he has volunteered to be the first test subject for my new Scale 75 paints. Element Games, who I bought them from, even sent me a suite in the package, which is awesome. You know what? I ordered some spray. I ordered some, what was it? My spray that I use.
No idea.
Tester's Dual Coat. So I ordered that. And I wanted the Creative FX one because I've bought the blue one in the past and it goes wrong. And it doesn't work the same as Creative FX. So they had it pictured, I ordered it, it arrived, and it was the blue ones. So I sent them an email saying, why have I got the blue one rather than the red one? Can I have the red one, please? And they were really apologetic, they were really nice, and they basically don't have it. So they just gave me a full refund on it, which is awesome. But now I need to find somewhere that sells Create FX. So customer service wise, Element Games are awesome just from that one. I've bought stuff from them in the past, but recently I've not bought anything from them. So that was the first one in a while. And I was disappointed that the wrong thing turned up, but can't really knock it. Use them for the studio paints for other stuff like scenery, so it's great. All right, what else we got on here?
Well, that's the thing. I'm sure you will use that. Surreals, but you guys make me paint worse. Maybe not in a bad way. Or if you just like losing it and going, right, this is terrible.
That's the best troll of the evening. Well done, Surreal. Well done, thank you. Oh, these are cool. The rainbow stripe greens. Sorry, you put me on Facebook. This is what happens. This was cool. This was Asjara's.
Let's just do that.
Asjara's Poxwalker conversion, which is just amazing, and it made the model look brilliant.
Is that the one that had the peg leg?
Yeah, I didn't even notice the peg leg.
Yeah.
I just like the head and the Cadian's helmet and stuff. That's really cool.
Oh, I really didn't realise you put yourself back in the bubble as well. How rude.
That's because
She doesn't like losing the power.
That's the way it's.
I know.
Who broke the PayPal info in the corner? Apparently Sam don't know the buttons ever. Well, hold on. Look, there it is. Donate. Copy. Go back over. Paste. Oh, I didn't see anything surreal. There was no mistake. Gary Waddingham. These are really nice Harlequins. I love purple. Purple and black is another good combination. The power weapons on these are awesome. Really nice paint job on these. What else have we got? We'll do this fine. I'm just going to go through, look on the Facebook group before we go off and then have a long weekend.
That's cool. It's only been 2 hours.
You sound like we've been keeping you up, Rach.
I'm tired. It's not tired.
Ronnie Dodd's got his savage snake bites. This was funny. Mike says,
oh no.
Mike was like, so is WGO Chronicles for Age of Sigmar then as well? I was like, no, it's just 40k. We're just doing it for 40k. And he was like, well, someone's done Orcs as WGO Chronicles. Like, okay. But yeah, they're called snake bites. Like, yeah, that's 40k. That's a clan of 40k Orcs. And he went, oh yeah, they've got guns. So it's like, yes, Mike, they are 40k. We've got Matt Dell, who's on YouTube, 88 Shadow Angel. He's done his Blood Angels, more of them, with some beautiful trees. That's at the club where our studio is at as well. There's about 4 or 5 tables there with all that scenery. Oh, this was cool. Tom Mitchell's Typhus conversion. Really cool. With the flies from, I think it's the triple set from Age of Sigmar. The blade, the weapon is definitely from that big walkery thing. And the head is as well. So it's basically got a kit from Age of Sigmar and put a few bits onto this. But it's a really nice paint job as well. Bert doing his captain, Space Wolves captain. Again, kitted out like a proper Space Wolves captain should be. I like the claw as well, which I don't know where those claws are from. Maybe a Thunderwolf or something. They're quite big, but they're nice. And then we've got Tyler saying one thing I love, the other I hate. So one thing he loves is this. That was what I said, wasn't it? Yeah, not my face. He hates my face and he loves Forge World. That's what we narrowed it down to. And we had loads of love. I mean, the bullying continues. If you like bullying, you know, check out the group because it just continues on here. Luke Alexander Morton, yeah, I'd been your monitor. David Calder, who could hate your face, Sam? Now the voice, on the other hand, there we go. This is why I need a deeper microphone. Yeah, a better one. What else we got? Matt Pink, Sam's face is really annoying. I know exactly how you feel. I mean, the love is just insane. And then we've got
I like your face.
Matt Horton. So he's done. This is
Oh, I didn't
new
know
to
that
Edge
one.
highlight. Go on, yeah. What did you say, Rach? Sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. It's too late.
Okay. Matt Horton's done some edge highlighting on his. You know I love purple, but these are brilliant. Really.
Oh,
nice
these
edge
the
highlighting.
purple Inceptor squad.
Yeah, and he's
That's
new
nice.
to edge highlighting, and he's just like knocking it out of the ballpark with that. It's just awesome. And then we've got Tim Lawrence's with his free-handed Dark Angel symbols, which are just stupidly good.
Is that the shoulder pad with the green trim?
The Dark Angels, the Inceptors, he's done the transfers, hasn't he? But he's painted them on.
Yeah,
painted-
I know the one you're on about. I was thinking about the Raven Guard, where there was freehand on the shoulder.
Oh,
There's been a lot of people doing freehand, I think.
Yeah, they were freehand as well. But this was, I mean, this is another one. It's just insane. Clayton Bieber, yeah, he's doing more Death Guard. Okay, right, we better switch it over. Let's switch it over to, let's turn off the browser. Let's turn on Rachel's face.
Yay! Back in the bubble.
You're not in the bubble. I'm in the
No.
bubble. I can put you back in the bubble if it'll make you feel better.
No, it's cool. I'm obviously not worthy of the bubble.
No. Right, so last bit of chat, what we've got. Orc tech is so subtle. No one knew Orcs has guns in Sigmar, mostly because they just blew up when they tried to shoot. Kind of like Germans with rockets. Thordalam de Caladai, love your name. I'll update my work in progress Space Wolves as the show is done. Bert equals me. Oh, welcome. Awesome, didn't realise. And the claws are from a Thunderwolf. Nice one. Akari is saying, hey Sam, do you know what the difference between pink and purple is? Oh, Akaria.
I don't think you can read that answer.
No,
Sam.
see, Akaria, I was saying to all the guys the other day that you are being awesome at the moment, and you have been from the start, to be fair. So I was thinking maybe we could have Akaria as a moderator as well to help out. But it's just these comments where I think, oh, again, Akaria. You know what? He's completely different in person as well. He's just such a nice gentleman in person. And then Ryan says, turn off Sam's face.
Hey! No, I'm just kidding.
What?
I said you had a nice face. You ignored me.
Well, the benefit to having me in the bubble is we get a bigger view of you, Rachel.
Ah, thanks, Sam.
There we go. That's my good deed done for the day.
Good power.
Where are the flat earthers tonight? We've only had them in once. Been quite a quiet one tonight. I think we've had up to about 60, 70 people. But it's been a steady show. It's been a good 2 hours. And I think we're going to call it now. So thank you for joining in. It's been an eventful one. Thank you for watching, for commenting. If you're new to the show, feel free to join in next time and we'll answer any questions you want. If I moderate, I will be on best behaviour, I promise. Okay, Akaya, we'll have to have a word. I painted a head in 2 hours and messed it up, so go me. We'll have...
I did nothing.
And neither did Mike.
I talked a lot.
You did, actually. You had. This was
That's
almost...
true, we did do that.
This was pretty much your show tonight, Mike.
It was. You were awesome.
We'll have you...
No internet problems, so I talked... Whoa. We're going a bit far now.
Yeah, put Mike in the bubble.
We'll put him in the bubble. Okay, so have a fantastic weekend. Thank you to Rachel and Mike for joining me, actually.
Do I?
And yeah, I'm going to go off before Rachel gets even angrier. I think she's tired. She's
I'm not angry.
She's had a long day at work, haven't you?
I'm a little bit tired. I'm not angry.
No. Okay. Well, with that, thank you all, and we'll see you on Wednesday. I think Phil may do his Monday musings, so you'll see me on Wednesday, and maybe Rachel and maybe Mike, but you'll definitely get a dose of Wargaming Online fairly soon. So we'll see you all in the future. Goodbye.
See you.
Bye.
Now I need to find the credits.
Credits.
Credits.